All right. Yeah. So when I was first asked why I started tattooing in the barracks and tattooing in base housing, my immediate response was money. Like money. That's why I did it. Uh, and that's not a lie, because I was broke. But then I thought about it a little more. I was like, dude, there's other ways to make money. Why tattooing? And so I thought about it a little bit more. And ever since I was 10 or 12, I wanted to be covered in tattoos. And at that time, I was drawing on myself. Um, And so I was like, okay, tattoos. Why don't I start tattooing? So I called the shop right across from the base that I was working at, and talked to a guy, Fat Mike. And I was like, hey man, I'm looking for an apprenticeship. He was like, oh man, we don't apprentice, we don't do any of that shit. And I was like, hey man, well, can I just come by and like see how just see how the shop runs and shit like that? And he's like, yeah man, I don't give a shit. So I was like, all right. So I brought like my drawings, see if you want to look at it. He didn't want to look at it, and I was just sitting there, and I would show up a few times during the week, and then finally it was like, all right, man, like, well, I'll do like sort of like an apprenticeship, but I mean, um, it's like off the books or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. So then, I was doing all the fucking shop bitch work and shit like that, and I was drawing all the fucking time. I was drawing stencils for because it was a walk-in shop. And people walk in all the time. I did a lot of marine drawings, and I was there for like 3 months, and I still didn't get the tattoo or anything. I watched him tattoo a little bit, but then while I was watching, hey, go fucking do something else. Go do this. So I had already purchased a tattoo kit, uh, and it was just sitting there, and I'm like, fuck this, dude. So I all my friends knew that I was over there at the shop all the time. So I was like, hey man, I'm gonna just start tattooing. And everybody was like, yeah man, give me some tattoos. I want tattoos. I want tattoos. I'm like, hey, they're not gonna be good, right? It's like, I don't give a shit. Which is initially how I want to be covered. I don't fucking care what it is. Just fucking tattoo me. So I get it. And so I would tattoo them. I would tattoo them. I would bring my stuff to the barracks. They would come to my house. I would go to their house. Sometimes I would get invited to like a cookout or barbecue. Like, oh yeah, I'll be there. I was like, hey man, bring your tattoo shit. Like, god damn, dude. So there's been a couple times where it would be at my house and I'm already, 6 beers deep, grilling food. Hey man, you tattoo me real quick. I didn't give a shit. So fucking run a tattoo. Um, so yeah, like barracks. I mean, and like the whole situation, like tattooing in a barracks or like like underground tattooing or whatever, brings me back to my first one of my first tattoos. I was living in Oklahoma at the time, and back then tattooing was illegal. You couldn't get tattooed. And I was working at my shop. This dude comes in with two tattoos on the side of his head. I was like, hey bro, where'd you get that? He was like, oh man, my boy Jody, he does them. I was like, for real? I was like, hey man, can you give me his number? He was like, yeah, dude, gave me his number. I call him up and set the appointment. It's this one right here. Little Virgin Mary. Was a little fucking religious cholo boy back then. And so I show up to his house, fucking knock on the door. It's all dark. Maybe there's a really dim porch light. And so I was like, hey, Jody's like, yeah, man, come on in. So I follow him in. The whole house is dark, man. Like, there's not a light on. I'm like, shit, dude. And so turns the corner. At the end of the hallway, there's a light. I was like, okay, cool. So get into the. Can you get her off of there? Fucking dumbass. Uh, so follow him down the hall. There's a light on the left. I'm like, okay, here's the room. So I go in, biggest fucking Nazi flag I've ever seen in real life. And the dude who's on the table uh, is just finishing up his tattoo. He's getting a 1% on his armpit. Oh, fuck. And yeah, there's other 1% merch on the wall. And I'm like, fuck it. I want this tattoo. I'm gonna sit through it. Like, I don't give a shit. And so he fucking tatted me up. A bunch of other club members, in and out of the house. I'm like, by that time I wasn't nervous anymore. I'm like, I'm getting this tattoo regardless, and it came out really well. Um, so that was one of my first tattoos. So it's kind of like the origins of tattoos is, it's your tribe or your clan, and you get a tattoo to symbolize, yeah, man, I'm part of this clan or group. Tattooing in the barracks, fucking bunch of Marines. That's, you're bonded that way. Um, it's Tattooing now has gone away from that. I think there's so many good artists out there, and it's really, really good art, but it's not how traditional tattooing started. It's evolved, and like a lot of the pieces are fucking good, but barracks tattooing is always kind of what I wanted. Just cover me with shitty tattoos. Just as long as there's no skin, just give me a tattoo. I don't fucking care. Um, what else? Um, there's also so when people ask like, oh, what do your tattoos mean? A lot of them don't mean anything. A lot of them, well, not a lot of them. My tattoos don't mean. So people sometimes will ask, oh, what do your tattoos mean? Some of them have meanings, but I feel like there's more of a meaning of a meaningless tattoo that your homie gives you than you go to a shop and, oh, this is a butterfly for my grandpappy. It means something, but it doesn't mean as much as a shitty tattoo given to you by your fucking homie in the barracks. Uh, I don't know. What else? Anything?
Well, I mean, I have questions. I don't know if it's going to take you away from what you.
Well, I don't think I have anything else. So if you have a question, just.
Well, one of your first takes, you said something about how, drawing and tattooing are two very different things. How would you distinguish the difference?
Yeah, drawing and you can be, well, if you're a good artist and you can draw, you're probably good at tattooing. But if you can't draw, so people that cannot draw can tattoo. You trace, and then there's, dude, I don't.
You want to think about it and then come back?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So you said that you brought a portfolio of your drawings to Rites of Passage for Fat Joe.
Fat Mike, yeah.
Fat Mike. Do you remember what was in your portfolio? What kind of drawings did you want to show them?
I don't know what it was. I think there was some lettering, some like flower. I don't remember what it was, man. But it wasn't like a legit portfolio, just a bunch of pieces of paper that I was bored drawing at work, and I would just draw. Yeah, because I didn't have any of my like the big art pieces that I did in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, okay. So let me. So yeah, I only had my apprenticeship for like 4 months or so, and then I got deployed. And so I got deployed. I didn't bring my tattoo machines with me. We were the first. Iteration. Okay, we'll start over. Yeah, so I only had my apprenticeship for like 4 months, but then I got deployed, and so when I came back, I didn't get to finish my apprenticeship because Fat Mike wasn't at the shop anymore. And I asked the other dude there was Dragon Mike, and he's like, I don't know where he is. I'm like, shit, man. So I continued to scratch in the barracks and in base housing. And one random day, me and a buddy roll into this tattoo shop, and there he is, skinny as shit. I was like, Mike, what the fuck? He goes, hey, what's up, Joe? I was like, what the fuck? Where you been? You're not at the shop. He goes, yeah, man, I have throat cancer. I was like, fuck. I just got out of the hospital. I was like, holy shit. You do my lip real quick? So he fucking tattooed my lip. And then, yeah, he passed away a few months after that. So I never finished proper or traditional or any type of fucking apprenticeship. But I just kept fucking tattooing my friends, but then when I got out of the military, no more friends with tattoos. So my last tattoo was probably 2004 or somewhere around there. And yeah, that's it. Um, and then, I also thought about, should I make this like a career? I'm like, fuck no. I fucking hate people. I like friends. I hate people. If you ever been an apprentice at a tattoo shop or walk-in tattoo shop, it's horrible. It's a fucking nightmare. Oh yeah, can I get a Denver Broncos? Who wants to fucking tattoo Denver Broncos, man? Who want like I remember this fucking girl came in and she wanted her name in hieroglyphics. The fucking the hieroglyphics that met up with like the letters of her name looked like shit. You couldn't put it vertical or horizontal. It just looked bad. The best thing that I tried to do, it was vertical and it came out good. And it took me, because there's different iterations of it. She's like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I finally showed her one. This is 2 hours maybe in. She's like, oh, okay, never mind, thanks. I'm like, dude, Mike, why are you fucking sending me these fucking people? He goes, shut up, just fucking draw. I'm like, all right. I don't want to deal with that shit. And, starting out, you're going to work in a walk-in shop and you have to deal with that. I don't fucking want to deal with that shit. Like, I don't mind tattooing, like, marine shit on homies. Hey, man, I want to do a dragon. Yeah, man, I'll fucking do the dragon. I'll do fucking whatever the fuck you want. Not in a shop. So that's where my tattoo career ended until the documentary. Yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna get a tattoo machine and start tattooing myself. Bring the spark back. What else? Yeah, shitty tattoos, man. I remember one time I was like, I'm just gonna get a big piece of shit on my back because I don't fucking care what the tattoo is. Like a fucking shit with like flies. And I think I saw that on the internet. I'm like, man, I'm glad I didn't get that shit. But yeah, just as long as the skin's covered, man. That's the goal. Get tatted by your homies.
Did you finish that thought?
Yeah.
Okay. So you talked about how some tattoos have meaning and most of them don't have any meaning. What would you say is your most meaningful tattoo, and then which one is just kind of like your worst tattoo and that maybe doesn't have any meaning at all? If you were to select one on either end of the spectrum.
Most meaningful tattoo? It's probably my bumblebee tattoo on my thumb, because my wife and I got those tattoos together on a whim. Like, there's a tattoo shop. Hey, man, you do walk-ins? Yeah, get it. Fucking. It's a shit little bumblebee, man, but it means more than all this other shit. You know what I mean? Like, so. Yeah, that one has the most meaning. The other ones, I think, just look cool. Like, I mean, this does have a meaning. I mean, you can Google it. I'll fucking do a job for you. But yeah, some of them have meanings. Other ones, I mean, it just looks cool. This right here doesn't say anything. It's just design. It's black. It's cool as shit. What does it mean? It doesn't fucking mean anything. It means I wanted like a tattoo. Um, yeah, like I got my palm. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just a design that I can put it on. Uh, yeah.
You have a tattoo you would consider your shittiest tattoo?
Shittiest tattoo? It's
Mhm.
these fucking sugar skulls, man. Like, so back when I was broke, I couldn't afford a tattoo. I would have to save all year to get one, and then I would come up with like $100. I'm like, fuck, who wants a tattoo? I got $100. Give me a tattoo. And they fucking put a tattoo on. I look at it later. I'm like, dude, there's lines missing and shit. And like, and then once I, the progression of tattooing when you're doing black and color. You go black and the darkest colors, yellow second to last, and then white. I was watching this dude tattoo me, and he had just put in yellow. All right, okay. I was like, what the fuck? They're still red. Then he puts red on top, and he fucking wipes it over the yellow, and then now it's orange and shit. It's a shitty tattoo, but I didn't care. It just, skin covered, good. But yeah, it's a shitty tattoo. I got a lot of shitty tattoos, and that was the point behind it. I didn't care if it was fucking. I didn't care if it was. I didn't care if it was good or not. It was just a tattoo. And then, so dude, even with blackout, like I'm down for that shit. But I mean, I was thinking about blacking out an arm, but there's other spaces that need to get tattooed first. So I'm gonna do that. This is covered. I'll deal with it, and then maybe black it out later. But there's tattoos that I had inspiration to get, but like when it comes to meaning, I mean, I have a couple memorial tattoos for my dog. But when someone, oh, what does that mean? I'm like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. I don't want to talk to you, man. This means don't fucking talk to me. Apparently it doesn't now, because now, so that's the thing too. So it goes from clans to groups, and then it goes from rites of passage to now just, I have money, I don't want to feel pain, so I want numbing cream, and I'm gonna go to this guy. I mean, it's a good tattoo, it looks very nice, but it's fucking dumb, in my opinion. It can mean something to you, but it's like, tattooing is not what it used to be. So Barracks tattooing is keeping that shit real. And then, back in the jungles of fucking Philippines, they're still in the fucking doing the tap shit. Well, that's not true, because it's like, that's a tour. I mean, so yeah, that's a tourist thing now. There's some lady, I don't even know if she's still alive. There's some lady in the Philippines, she's like 100 something years old, and she still does the fucking tap thing. And anybody can get an appointment with her. You can't get an appointment for a Barracks tattoo. Fucking shit out of luck. So yeah, like tattooing now, it's all right. I mean, you have like, yeah. So tattooing now is all right, but it has moved drastically away from what it was in the beginning, or not even in the beginning. When I was younger, when I was growing up, it was convicts, bikers, like maybe, and like rock stars, and that was it. Don't fuck with these people that fucking have tattoos. Now you got fucking pussies, like fucking face tattoos and everything. Like, god damn. And with the numbing cream, you can't tell who's numbing cream either. So they could be like fully tattooed. And the fucking, the tattoos that go under general anesthesia. Get the fuck out of here. This is what tattooing is now. I fucking wholeheartedly disagree with that shit.
So you think tattooing went from a societal taboo
Yeah.
to being widely accepted by everyone?
Not so no, not widely accepted by everyone, because there's still jobs that you can have tattoos. That's why they call them job stoppers.
Mm-hmm.
You get tattoos on your hands, your neck, your face. That's a job stopper, because nobody's gonna hire you.
You
that's another thing too with these fucking tatfish. They fucking have a throat tattoo as their first tattoo. Like, what the fuck? There's not a level there. There's rites of passage to getting that shit done. But yeah, now like it's totally different from what it was. I mean, I still like getting tattooed. I still want to be covered in tattoos. Hold on, I was looking down. I need a fucking, where was I? Yeah, so tattoos changed from like a rites of passage to now like it's accessible to everybody. Even learning how to tattoo is accessible to fucking everybody. You don't have to do an apprenticeship. They have schools for this. And I'm not knocking it, man, because the art that's coming out of there is fucking really fucking good. You would have never seen the art that you see today, the art on skin that you see today. You couldn't even imagine it 20 fucking years ago. It was fucking unheard of. Like, there's portraits, yeah, it's a decent portrait, but like the realism and just the techniques and everything, the machines, it's totally different than it is now. Um, so yeah, I don't, I don't know, I lost my train of thought.
Okay. So here's a question. When you were tattooing in the barracks, do you have a ballpark idea of how many tattoos you might have done?
How many tattoos did I do in the I don't have a ballpark. I can kind of count in my head because I remember each one. Um, oh, dude, there was one. I'll tell this story. It was like, we'll leave the names out. Um, this dude wanted his wife's name on his chest, script. I'm like, I'm not gonna do a name. You fucking stupid. He's like, come on, man, come on, man. I'm like, all right, fine. Let's go. Name on the chest took, without the setup, took like 10 minutes. It was easy. And then so his wife was like, oh, I want one too. I'm like, all right. I look up and down, like, do you have any tattoos? She's like, oh no, this is my first one. I'm like, automatic no. She's like, why? I was like, she wanted it on her hip. And automatic, I mean, that's a painful spot. And if it's your first one, I'm not fucking doing it, especially down there. And she goes, please, please, please. And the husband like, oh, come on, man, yeah, like I'll hold her and like hold her like hands and shit. And I'm like, no. They broke me down, and I kind of got fucking tired of hearing them. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm like, fucking, let's go. I was like, I'm gonna do one line. If you fucking flinch, this is over with. Like, I don't know, a 16th of an inch. I'm just gonna do one line. I was like, are you ready? She's like, yeah. Fucking moved. I'm like, that's it. She's like, no, please, please, please. And then that tattoo took his his name was 6 letters long, and it was in script. It took over an hour because the amount of time she was fucking moving around. After the first letter, I was like, dude, we can't finish this. And they're like, oh, let's finish it. I'm glad that we didn't have smartphones. I'm glad nobody took a picture of that. And I hope it got covered up because it was the worst tattoo that I've ever seen. And I've seen some shit on the internet, but so that was 1, 2, I would say 30 or 40 tattoos that I've done. And I have pictures of none of it. So I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them either because they're pretty fucking bad. But yeah, I probably did about 40 barracks and base housing tattoos.
Other than the one that you got recently, do you have any other tattoos, maybe from somebody that did on you while you were in the barracks?
No, I was the only one barracks tattooing at the time. So I gave and I was never able to receive. So this one on my leg is my first barracks tattoo that I've received. And I will cherish it forever. 23 minutes.
So you've talked about rites of passages and the cultural meaning behind tattoos when they originated. It sounds like you would consider a barracks tattoo like a badge of honor because of the exclusivity.
No, not a badge of honor. I think it's just, yeah, it's exclusive. There's no fucking appointments. There's no fucking phone numbers. There's no shot. You fucking, it's word of mouth, and it's from a service member. So you can charge $2,000 for a tattoo, but for me, it's not gonna hold as much meaning as a $10 tattoo with a fucking case of beer.
So would you say that barracks tattooing is more of a cultural thing, in a sense?
The Marine culture or a tattoo culture? No, I don't know, man, because scratchers get looked down upon. Scratchers is someone who tattoos out of their house. But like, yeah, so scratchers are looked down upon by the like everybody in the industry. But who gives a shit? Like we're fucking doing what we want to do. We're fucking Marines. We don't give a shit about what you feel. Scratch away.
Do you feel like someone who's scratching out of their home, the average Joe, um, is maybe has less respect or less esteem in the tattoo world than a Marine barracks tattooer scratcher?
I don't know. I think it's the fact that we don't fucking care. Oh, fucking scratching. Who gives a shit? I don't care what you think. Yeah, your tattoos look nice, but so what? Anybody can get your tattoo. Nobody can. Very select few can get our tattoos. So there's that.
I think at some point when you go back in your editing, you should show the inner lip tattoo that Fat Mike did for you. When you were telling the story, you didn't pause to
I'm
show
not
it.
gonna show them.
Why not?
What for?
Because people are gonna watch it and they're gonna be like, tattoo your lip. There's nothing on your lips.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I was gonna do it, but like the O is kind of fucked up.
So then we're talking about shitty tattoos.
I guess.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay. All right. So, well, Fat Mike, where you been? Hey, man. Tattoo my lip. I was like, let's go. And he's never tattooed a lip before, and he didn't know how to go about doing it. And I was like, hey, well, no, you fucking grab a pencil and you stick it underneath and you pull the lip down. And so this is what he did. Psycho. Again, it's not the best. He never did a fucking lip tattoo, but I don't fucking give a shit what the font look like. It looks like he fucking held the machine like this. But yeah, I got my fucking lip tattooed just on the fucking fly. Was it gonna look good? I don't fucking care. Just fucking put it on there. Could have said anything really, but that's the first thing that came to my mind.
I don't think I have any questions right now.
All right.
Do you feel like you've hit all the points that you wanted to put into your narrative?
I feel like it.